There you go. We're live.
That was so cool, Rhonda. I love it. Welcome, everyone. Come on in. Step up. We're lighting some sage and we're getting ready for a really, I want to say, a fun day. We're going to dig into some things together. Isn't it always better together, all of us? And so, welcome. Come on in. We love you. Take our hugs. Take a little smudge. Share out the video. Go to YouTube and subscribe. Put a like on the video there. And bring yourselves in because we're going to have a really good time talking about holiday triggers. It's like, oh my God, just the thought of a holiday trigger, and I don't really seem to have any anymore, but just the thought of it tightens me up right here in my solar plexus. So, Kim, this morning I was getting ready for you when I was doing yoga, and I was saying, okay, I'm going to accept full healing. Let's do this. So, everyone, come on in and enjoy Kim with us. Rhonda, did you want to read that bio?
I will. I'm going to take a minute. Kim has been on our show several times. We just love her. She's from Calgary. Well, Airdrie, sorry, north of Calgary. And I think we've met her about 3 years ago first. And she's an empath and she has 3 books. She's very accomplished. She just retired last year and went full force into her business just before COVID lockdowns hit. And her business has been growing leaps and bounds. She does affinity healing. She's a Reiki master, a violet Reiki master. She does Akashic records classes. You do so much. It's just amazing. You sell Auralite crystals, the gateway to all crystals. Oh, that's a beautiful one. You're just like you're an author and you've read 3 books now. And can you show us your latest book? It's beautiful, Spiritual Reality. And it's a collection of blogs from Spiritually Awakened. And Kim wants to help everyone on their spiritual path, sort of like our show. Wants to introduce you to all sorts of different modalities. Kim wants to make sure you feel comfortable in your own skin with your own spirituality. So, Kim, tell us just a little bit how you awakened to all of this and became.
Wow, it just feels like forever ago now. I mean, I guess at a certain point we start to forget what our awakening was really like, don't we? Mine was really tumultuous. It happened September long weekend of 2014. And my whole first year, I just didn't quit. Every single day, I was doing something. I was learning. I was just opening up to all of these things that I'd never experienced before. And that's how my first book came about. I wrote Waking Up an Empath, which helps anyone that's going through a spiritual awakening, anyone that's been an empath their whole life and didn't know it, anyone that's new to spiritual stuff and is like, what is all this stuff? It introduces you to the language in layman's terms and kind of explains things. And then I just kept on going.
That's awesome. And so how long you had a normal job, like a 9 to 5 job. You were a computer tech wizard sort of person?
When I actually finally retired, I was actually in management at that point. I'd been in IT for 21 years. I'm really dating myself.
21 years. DOS. DOS.
I was around when DOS was, yes, unfortunately. I worked for the government and pretty high profile type work too. And I just had it's not like I didn't make good money. I made great money. I had a great job. I loved the people I worked with. There was nothing I can say bad about it. It was wonderful. I did love it there very much. And it was heartbreaking for me to leave because it's all I've known my whole adult life. And, but I said, nope, this is my new calling and I need to be there for people that are going through this stuff and awakening. And I have skills that needs to be shared. So I said, okay, doing it full time.
Good for you.
And
that's awesome.
Writing your books, I guess you get sort of it comes into you, and you are channeling your books more or less. Aren't you? You're kind of told to write what books you need to write.
Yeah. I'm not really told per se, like it's coming from me for sure, but just when you channel your own information from your own Akashic records, from your own higher self, it flows so fast. Like I typed it's a good thing I'm a fast typer, because I wrote my second book in a month. And everything just came out, and I just wrote it all down, and then I worried about the editing after, and it came out so quickly. And it's not written to speak over people's heads. It's really written for every beginner level, every intermediate level. Advanced, it might be a little, not as interesting at the advanced level, but to follow the storyline, you're like, I get it, right?
So what did you think was your biggest challenge when you became awakened? What did you find was your biggest challenge with all that? All of a sudden, like a door's open and you see a bigger view. What was that? What was that like? What was the biggest challenge with that?
Well, initially, because I'd never had any exposure to any spiritual stuff, nothing. And I don't even mean religious wise, because I was never religious ever. I never grew up religious. And so my spiritual practices are not religion based whatsoever. So I never had any exposure on the religious side of things. I never had any exposure on like the spiritual new agey, that kind of, even the witchy thing, none of that. I had no exposure to any of it. I was a complete blank slate. So society would tell you that to talk to dead people, to talk to angels, to do the kind of stuff that was suddenly happening to me, that you're crazy. And that's not possible, and you can't do that. And I'm like, well, I am, so I guess I'm crazy, because I'm going to keep doing this, right? And when I kept getting tangible results from what I was doing, and the guidance and the training I was given from the angels, and that kept turning into results, and really good results, and it was legitimately helping people and legitimately improving my life. And I'm like, well, call me crazy. I don't really care, but results are results. I'm sorry. Like, I'm logical. So if, you do A and you get B and it's, giving you the results you want, then say what you want, but I'm going to proceed. And I have, and had been hugely successful with it.
Yeah. It wasn't like you were in one of those jobs where it could, blend over into that. You were in a tech job. You were scientific. I am grounded in this scientific. Yeah. But you were working with energy even then in a weird way, weren't you?
I was,
so,
yeah.
Yeah.
My whole life, actually. But I didn't know it, right? It's kind of like, and then I'm sure you guys can probably relate to this. We do things, but we think everybody can do it.
Right.
We know things, but we think everybody knows that. And then one day you start asking those questions and they're like, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. How do you do that? And I'm like, you can't do that? What?
I know, it's funny. It's fun.
It is fun.
And it's different, because I thought everybody could do certain things too. I thought everybody saw color in their dreams. I thought everybody had those whirly things when you close your eyes. Apparently not everybody does, but I didn't know until I started asking people. I remember having a friend who could see auras, and she had no idea what they were or what they were about or anything. And I said, oh my God, you could have stopped so many bad things from happening if you could have understood that. But yeah, it's like, so much. You don't know what you don't know.
Exactly.
What is infinity healing? You're working on that. I know I've experienced it, but can you explain to everybody what it is and what's, what you do with it?
I can. So it actually started, it'd be about 3 years ago now, I think. It's been quite a while, maybe even longer. I started with Reiki, like most people, the gateway drug into, into spirituality. So I started with more like hands-off healing, but in person. And that kind of graduated to, I'll just tell you how it started. So angels said, okay, you're strong enough now, you've developed enough now, you need to start doing groups. And I'm like, what now? That freaked me out. Totally freaked me out. So I'm like, how am I going to do groups? And they're like, well, you take the healing that you're doing now and you exert it outward to heal the group. And I'm like, that sounds a little nuts. And so my very first infinity healing, I gathered about a group of, I'd say about 30 people. So it was a big enough group that I was a little nervous. And what I did was I did command work is what I called it. Because what I was doing was I was saying and exerting out loud the energy and the shift that I wanted to make. But that was actually scaring the crap out of people because I'm basically yelling at the whole group. And they're like, what's happening? Right? My friends would tease me. They're like, well, you yell at everybody and then the whole neighborhood brushes their teeth and goes to bed, like, because you have that mom voice. So I'm like, okay, I can't keep yelling at people. I need to develop stronger methods that I can do it internally in my head and not do it externally and out loud and yell at people. So it took about another, I'd say 6 months, maybe almost a year before I was able to fully do it psychically, meaning I can do it from the strength of my mind, so psychically. And I would take that energy and I would exert it, but I would do it quietly, but still very powerfully. And what I do in those infinity healings is I shift and make changes that allow people to heal. So I help them remove blocks. I lift out things that are impeding their ability to heal. I go into their akashic records. I, use various modalities to help them relieve fear, to remove phobias, to rewrite those traumas that are influencing them in the present moment. And there's just so many things that we as people need to heal from. So that's what infinity healing is about.
And so do people feel a profound difference right away, or is it sort of more subtle, or is it every way?
It's, it depends, because everybody, of course, has different things they need to heal from. They have different, we're all individual, obviously, right? But in those sessions, I would say there's usually, give or take, around 60-ish people. And I would say at least half of them will experience something dramatic during the session, once or twice, or maybe the whole thing, depends. Like physical, actual reactions, emotional reactions. Sometimes it's a little more subtle if they're lucky. Some people don't experience anything during the session, but then that night and then next day and the following days, they start noticing these big shifts or these big changes, or worse, they go through significant detoxing and then they're in the bathroom for 2 days. But the body does what it's got to do, right?
Get rid of all that shit, right?
Right? Literally.
Yeah. You can't clean a house without making a mess first, right? Sometimes that's all there is. You have to make a mess first. And I'm looking around my office right now going, oh yeah, please. That's one of the reactions to people. And I'm looking at Teresa going, she's getting her allergies really bad. And I'm wondering if it's sort of a pre-start to what we're going to be clearing, because some people feel it even before, like in their energy. It comes in their energy even before the healing starts. And that's really different.
Well, she already set her intention to be open too, so she's prepped. She's ready to go.
Right. It's so true, though. I can't tell you how many of my clients said just exactly what you said, Rhonda, where they're like, the day before I'm feeling really crappy, or the morning of I have all this anxiety coming up, or I have all these emotions coming up, or what is happening to me? It's like, it's okay. Don't panic. You're prepping. Your body's prepping for the healing. You're getting ready. You're pulling everything up and saying, here's all my crap. Help me get rid of it.
Yeah, I remember doing Reiki classes 20 years ago, and I remember our Reiki master saying, so if you had to did anybody have to pee a lot last night? So it was very graphic, but it was one of those things like, like the whole group go, what's up with that? But it's funny that we would all experience like how energy works on our body is quite amazing. And how our higher self knows stuff before this part of us knows what's going on.
So true.
And it's great. Our angels talk to your angels and they all get together and it's a party. So, speaking of that, would you like to give us a little taste of your healing today? I mean, we talked about holidays and holiday triggers and whether we're here together with our family or they're not with us today. You know.
I would be more than happy to. That sounds like a brilliant idea. So how about this? So how about we do, and just because I know everybody's going to ask, I'll just tell you right now, it will still work on the recorded version. It will still work later if you watch it later. It will still work if you watch it repeatedly. So it's okay if you're not with us live. It will still work, I promise. Only caveat is that you want it and you're open to it, because I will never do anything that anybody doesn't want. Just put that out there. So, just mentioned, yes, loved ones pass. Sometimes we are reminded of that more so during holidays. That's a form of trigger, right? It's it's a holiday and my loved ones used to be here and now they're not, and now I'm hurting, right? And that's a trigger. Another trigger is my immediate family is driving me nuts. I'm gonna strangle them all because they're making me crazy. That's another trigger. Another trigger can be just not being with your loved ones because of COVID and struggling that we're not able to do what we normally do, and the frustration and emotions that all surround that. It's all really challenging, right? So I think what we should do is we should do some significant clearing and remove all stored emotions in the body and remove all stored energy in the body that shouldn't be there, and clear any thoughts that are negative around these triggers. And what most people usually experience when we do this is a lightening of the body, a lightening of the mind, feeling at ease and a calmness and a relaxation.
Okay, sounds great. Everybody just say yes. Oh, some people are saying yes and welcoming it already. So that's awesome.
So everybody just take a deep breath. So allow your body to relax and just receive. And I will very gently and quietly clear everybody of stored emotions and everything else stored in the body that shouldn't be there. And we'll start now. Oh my, yes, we have lots stored, don't we? Let's release more of that. Very good. Now let's clear away some of those thoughts that aren't serving us. Very good. And sometimes we store some of those thoughts in our higher self. So let's just clear those out and only leave what serves us. And now that we've cleared everything out, I'm going to center everyone to help bring back all your energy back to the present moment. To make you whole and complete in your own right. And now that we're fully present, let's all ground together. I'm going to assist you in bringing up that grounding energy from beneath your feet up into your body. And by now you should be feeling a little calmer, a little more relaxed, a little bit more comfortable in your own skin. And that is a small taste of what infinity healing is like.
Awesome. And you have a healing going on in April, don't you?
I do, yeah.
In a couple weeks?
Yeah, every month I do one infinity healing. It's an online group thing on Zoom, so it's through Zoom. April's is on April 15th. That's a Thursday night, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I know that's a different time zone for a lot of people.
That would be 9 p.m. Eastern, yeah.
9 p.m. Eastern.
Whatever time.
And it only goes for an hour, so it's actually perfect right before bed. The May infinity healing is May 12th at the same time. It's always the same time in the evening. May 12th and April 15th. So everyone is welcome. I can share the link afterwards to that, to how to sign up. Or they can just go to my website and you can register there.
Yeah, it's an awesome website. So it's really easy to get to. So
yeah.
Employed by Angels, it's lovely.
Yeah, employedbyangels.com. Really easy to find.
And if you go to her Facebook page, the same name, you'll find the funniest memes on the web for us. And I mean, I share them all the time. I share them. I shared a whole bunch in our story there the other day. But yeah, they're awfully funny and kind of my sense of humor too. I've got to say, kind of just a little bit with a little bit of bite sometimes, and I like that. Yeah,
keep things real.
Keep things real. Yeah, it's not all butterflies and rainbows all the time. So yeah, it's awesome. So no, thank you. Hey, everybody, let us know. Teresa Plan from Victoria said it was gentle and effective.
Good.
I said thank you. Anybody else had anything? I don't see Nancy Louise here this morning. I don't know where she is.
I can tell you mine was actually pretty funny, and I usually don't have funny, like my higher self and we don't have the comedic routine that I know of. I have a dry sense of humor, but you were coming in like a lion tamer, and I heard whoosh, and I was like, everything just lifted off my shoulders. I'm like, I was trying so hard to keep a straight face and just be in it, but that's all I heard, and I was dying. It was so funny.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was great. Like I could just see like all the heaviness just kind of clearing away as she's like just, snapping that whip at it. It's great.
It would be hard not to laugh.
Very hard. Never had that experience before, so thank you for that.
You're welcome. That's funny.
So Teresa, you always have awesome descriptors. So give us your descriptor today.
Well, it wasn't the lion taming thing like Bex had.
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
I felt 3 very distinct times of huge energy being lifted off. And it was so significant that my mind is like, whoa, is there something going on here? And then it was like, shh, just show gratitude. So it's like, okay, I will. So I just kept giving gratitude, and then it happened 3 times. And then when the 4th thing, I think, was when we were talking about the higher self, clearing some of that connections. And so my dragon was like, stretching the neck, and there was things falling out of the
Scales.
Yeah, that's it. Scales. Thank you. There are things falling out of the scales, and she's like, "Oh, pretty dragon." So it was kind of weird.
Well, the challenge for people is if we don't clear their higher self from time to time, it actually affects your intuition. It affects your ability to get your intuitive hits, right? It doesn't come through as clearly or as strongly or as easily. And then what happens is you start questioning yourself. You're like, well, did I get that? Well, it wasn't very strong. I'm not really sure. I don't want that. I want people to be confident and know their intuitive hits are bang on.
Oh, right on.
I don't think about that too. Like, and because we're always thinking about clearing ourselves, clearing our energy field, but we don't think about, at least personally for me, I haven't thought about really clearing the higher self, because I guess for me, I just thought it was like pure and clear, and that's really important. It's a good thing to keep, be mindful of, so that we can have that pure connection with it.
Totally. Yeah, your thoughts travel up to your higher self, and everything that goes up to your higher self goes up to your kashic records. So that's how everything's actually recorded. So that conduit between you and your higher self, and that conduit between your higher self and the kashic records, critical.
So sometimes you need to reboot, unplug, reboot, start again.
Sometimes that's what I do for people. I unplug them and reboot them.
So you're still doing the techie stuff, just on a different level.
Right?
It's true. true. Well, I mean, we frame it in what we think, right? And
Right.
I often had framed it in sort of techie stuff and files and things, because you try to explain some stuff to people, and unless you have a tangible example, it's really hard for some people to get it.
Right? We use lots of analogies in spirituality, because otherwise it's like, what are you talking about?
And we use lots of them when we're talking about technology too, and describing internet, because you have to, because when you're explaining to your 85-year-old father how a computer works, this was 20 years ago. So it was really hard.
Really hard.
Really hard. Yeah, many years of going, but just turn off the caps, Dad. What? Never mind.
We surfaced a trigger for Rhonda.
Now I laugh about it, so it's not so much a trigger. It's kind of a fun, one of those fond memories. You go, oh my God, I remember. Yeah, it's like one of those kid memories. But yeah, it was great. So that was awesome. So you had those, and what you tell us a little bit about your mentoring course, because that's a big thing you've got going on for people who want to step up a little further.
Well, so what was happening was people, like, I do have a lot of courses, like a really wide variety of courses. And, I have consultants that I work with that I bring in to take care of stuff that I don't do. So, for example, Ken Lewicki does all the channeling courses and does all the individual channeling with people and helps them with that stuff, so that I can focus on other areas, such as all my Reiki courses, all of my Akashic Records courses, because they're multi-level courses, right? And then I teach a little bit of mediumship here and there, and I teach about the Auralite crystals. I have a class for that. Like, I have lots of little 2-hour classes and stuff. But what was happening is people would go and take everything I have, say in about a year, because it takes a while to get through all of it. And then they're like, what now? What's next? What's next? And I'm like, you just took, I have a lot of courses and you took all of them. Like, what else is there? So I developed a mentorship program for people that have taken all the courses. And it just helps them go from, just mainstream to really advanced, or to really help them develop their business, or to really launch their individualness and figure out what their niche is, or their specialty. So that program is, it's not like training. It's more like, it's similar to coaching in a way. And it's to develop you just that one step further, right? And a lot of them, it's launched a lot of people's careers in spiritual. It's done so many things for them on a personal level, just in their life, to get them the life they wanted, I guess.
Yeah, I remember going and seeing John Holland, and one of his words to us was, there's not enough of us out there. I want you all to know how to do this stuff. So it's not like we're in competition. It's like we're on a team, and we're all on the right team, and we're all trying to get the word out, because there's so many people that just need healing, so many people that need to be dragged into the light, so many people just need a hand, just need to know they're not weird or different or anything else. And I think we can raise humanity's. Like I said, if everyone could take level 1 Reiki, there'd be no war in the world.
Right?
We'd know we were all connected in such a tangible way.
And you need a lot of trainers to do that. And I agree with you. Like, you have to have trainers all over the world. And you can't be in competition. There's 7 billion people on this planet.
There's more than enough for everyone.
There's so much work to do. Help, please.
Yeah, there's way too much work to do. And I mean, not everybody wants to be a trainer. They just want to work on themselves, which should be the first thing we do. Because when we do ourselves, we do everybody. Absolutely. But that's awesome. So, Kim, any more words of wisdom today? You've given us so much today, and I know you're a busy lady, and it's Easter Sunday, and everybody wants to get out and around.
Well, it's funny, we kept talking about Auralite. So here's another cute little Auralite.
So give us a little bit of the lowdown on Auralite for people who don't know about it at all.
Certainly. So Auralite not like other crystals. So all of the other crystals are kind of the gateway up to Auralite. If Auralite's crossing your path, there's a reason for it, because I would say it's the master crystal of all crystals. Seriously, it's almost like having many, many, many different crystals in one because of the potency and power of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's literally so unique in and of itself. I had to start a workshop, a 2-hour workshop, just to teach people how to use it effectively and how to work with it. But the Auralite, it actually triggers awakenings. I've had clients buy it and leave it just in their living room, and then their spouses who were not anywhere interested in this stuff all of a sudden start having an awakening. Mm-hmm. That's how potent it is. Mm-hmm. Just having it near you does stuff like that. I do sell it. I am a wholesaler for it. I am a trainer for it. It's the only crystal I work with because I just don't need any other ones. I really don't. But it is really strong for some people. So a lot of them will start with a bracelet and work their way up because it literally agitates them because it's just too overwhelming. And some people can't sleep near it because it'll keep them awake all night. So they're like, go in the other room. You can't sleep beside me. But
have you gone into your Akashic records of one of your favorite crystals? Into their Akashic records?
I haven't recently, actually.
It's
That's
fun.
A great idea. I should do that again. It's been a long time.
You
can do that, though. It is. Yeah, that's definitely something that you can do. It's really fun. But yeah, it's definitely my favorite crystal. If you want to talk about favorite crystals.
I guess she answered that question for us.
She did.
Next one, Bex.
Next one is, if you had to choose a song to be the theme song of your life, what would it be?
You know, it's always changing. Right now, it's Through Glass by Stone Sour.
I love that song.
I don't know that song.
That's a good one.
That's not unusual. I'll have to find that out. Through Glass, Through Stone Sour. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, is that the one looking at you through the glass? Don't know how much time will pass.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I love that song. It's a good one.
You guys amaze me.
It's more of a Teresa and I kind of genre than,
Powerful song.
It is. It is.
You're telling me I'm old?
Yeah. No.
I'm not. It's on our playlist, though.
It is.
Yeah.
Stone Sour's been around quite a while.
Yeah. I think it was wasn't it like an early 2000s song, I think? Something like that.
I don't know.
Maybe. Anyway, all right, the next question is Rhonda's new favorite question that she's having us ask everybody. And have you ever experienced extra dimensional intelligence?
Oh, yeah, all the time. Of course.
And like I keep saying, every single guest we've had has said yes since we started asking, so it's got to be something there, right?
Well, I'll warn you guys, though, not everybody looks fondly upon humans.
Mm-hmm.
They don't all love us. Mm-hmm. So, if you're going to talk to other races, as I prefer to call them, because they're not really alien, because we've all incarnated, most of us, there as well. So we're not all... If they're alien, then we're alien. We just happen to be here on Earth at the moment, right?
Right.
But if you're going to reach out to some of those races, I'd prefer you to at least do it safely with ones that are not aggressive or, actually look more fondly upon humans. So if you're going to do that, I prefer you reach out to Sirius. Mm-hmm. Sirius are very nice and highly intelligent, but, kind. Mm-hmm. Pleiadians. So Pleiades is a star system and Sirius is a star system. Those races are fine for you to approach. Arcturus and Arcturians, as they're called. And then Andromeda, they're okay too. Other than that, I would just stick to those ones, honestly. There are many other races out there, but they're just not necessarily nice, or they will just screw with you, or they will completely ignore you. So take my advice and stick with those ones. But if you really want to learn how to communicate with them, take Ken Lewicki's channeling courses. And then if you take my Akashic courses, by the time you get to level 3, I will teach you how to know how to reach out to them and how to do it safely and effectively. And that's a really fun class.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Cool. Very cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my husband keeps referring to he's one of these ones he doesn't want to believe, but and I've said that many times, but he said, did you see the lights over Quebec the other day?
Wow.
I said, what? He says, oh, I was looking at it. Everybody was talking about it, so I had to look it up on Facebook. So he says, I think they're playing with our trees in the forest.
That's so he's waking up, huh? Or at least finally allowing himself to notice.
Well, he's been taken so many times. He doesn't.
I think you need an Auralite 23 for your living room, Rhonda.
Yes.
Right? Just slide it over to his
Before you know it, Dave's going to be like, hey, so I had this experience the other day.
Oh, we see them together. He still does it. So
every room he goes into, what's this purple crystal here?
Right.
Don't worry about that.
Just thought we need some decoration.
Just got it in my pocket. What was that?
Just decoration for the house, dear.
Just stuff in his drawers and his dresser, so when he opens it, you know.
Believe me, we used to tape them under my mother-in-law's chair at the table.
Didn't you say you did that to somebody at work too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that story.
But it's just for their own good and for the rest of our sanity. It worked until somebody ratted us out. But yeah.
People joke about doing that with my energy protection spray. They're like in-laws.
Oh, wow.
They walk in the door.
Oh, wow.
I'd be diffusing it. Yeah, no. Awesome. Yeah. We do all the things we do that they don't know about. Yeah,
right.
It's awesome. It's awesome. What are you doing? Are you raking the tractor? My husband will say that. Yeah, I wanted to start. So all the things you can do. Somebody just thought we were talking about orbs, and she sees colored orbs.
Oh, because you said auras.
Auras. Oh, I'm sorry, auras.
Yeah. But a lot of those orbs are souls and things, right? So
yeah.
Kim and I've seen one together when we had a class go across the screen. Did you see that? Yep. It must have been you. They must have come in for you.
Well, it's cool how technology can pick them up sometimes. You don't expect it to, and then it's like, okay, that totally captured it.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like you can't see it, but you can see it in a screen, and I see that all the time now.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas now every once in a while I'll get one, but usually it's through a screen.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool that way. So awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kim. And you'll have to come on again. We'd love to have you again. We'll call you up, on your anniversary of your work retirement. See what's going on. If you have anything cool going on, let us know. We keep following your pages and your memes because we love them. And we'll connect in and see what's going on with you.
Absolutely.
If anybody wants to check me out, just look up Employed by Angels. You can even just Google it. It'll come up with my Facebook page, my website, all of that. Employedbyangels.com is the website. I've got a store on there if you want to look at the products. There's a whole shopping. You can go shopping to cows come home. There's all my workshops are always listed on my website. There's write-ups about me and my team. The people I work with on there. There's lots of stuff. There's even an empath quiz on there and stuff about the mentorship.
It's awesome. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you. I just have to announce the winner before we disappear.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yes. So the winner of last week's Share It Out is Sherry Merritt. You won a session with me, so congratulations. And thank you for sharing out. Whoever shares out the most this week will win a session with Teresa. So guys, make sure you share this out. Invite your friends. It's really amazing. Everybody could benefit from this healing. Sharing is caring, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Congratulations to the winner.
Yeah. So everybody just enjoy the healing. Play this again. Go on to YouTube and cast it for your unawakened tonight right in the living room, and they have to watch.
There you go.
Yeah.
And happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Oh, and happy 4/4 too. It's the 4/4 gateway, which is all about building a solid foundation. It's a good day to do this.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Happy Easter, everyone.
Thanks, Kim. Just a sec. We'll just be